Xbox still the champ, but Nintendo stopped PlayStation. So I've seen the usual suspects out here, of course, sniffing cocaine and then coming out and putting out tweets and shit like they shouldn't, right? So let's just put this one right here, right? Boom went ahead and clipped saw this tweet, I guess, and clipped it. So let me put this here because this is how you know that there's a problem. There's a problem with these people, and this is how they roll. Look at this look at him.
Oh my
Look
goodness.
at
Go
what
ahead, C. Tell us. Tell
look
us
at
what's going
what
on in
he
the tweets.
wrote. God, these people with their nonsense. Christopher Drink says that awkward moment when they have to take back the not E3 winner trophy from Xbox.
Oh my gosh.
Why?
Are you fucking
Because
shitting
of
me?
the direct?
Are you kidding me?
Because of the Nintendo Direct that showed you
Wow.
what exactly? What did you
Okay,
see
so
there
listen.
that's gonna take away from
Listen. But
Xbox?
this is why I say don't take it easy. Don't just act like, yeah, give them our games. It's okay. We're kumbaya, we chill. No. Look at this shit. Over that whack ass Nintendo Direct. I'm sorry, this is how we're gonna have to address it because of the bullshit that is put out there.
Come
This
on,
is
man.
crazy.
Come on, man. You know that this is the most bullshit statement ever. But because they know they can't give it to PlayStation, now the new
Let's give it
is
to
to give it to
Nintendo. Let's
Nintendo,
give it to
right?
Nintendo.
Let's give it to Nintendo, bro. Their closing game was Metroid Prime 4, a game that they've been working on for 4,000
8
years.
decades and shit.
And the motherfucking game looks like an Xbox One game. Okay. Now let's put that aside for a second.
Let's put a
What
pin on
was
that.
the rest of the show? Now, again, all better than PlayStation. At least Nintendo's showing up to their own party. Okay. But there's no comparison. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Name
I know.
one game better than any first party game that Xbox is making. Come on, man. Don't come with that bullshit. Can't Stereo was good, man. Let them know.
Yo,
Tell them not to come with that bullshit up in this
Tell 'em.
bitch. What's up, player?
Welcome.
Hola. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Holy crap. Can you guys hear me okay?
We can hear you,
There
fam.
we go.
Okay.
Welcome.
That tweet, what in the world's up with that tweet?
Exactly.
Drugs. Massive amount of drugs. Okay? That's the only answer. There's no way you can be unless you're like, listen, obviously, if you're a Nintendo person, like Nintendo's all you mess with,
Yeah.
right? Then of course, you're gonna think it's better than everything because all the other shows had games that you're never ever gonna play on your Switch. So yeah, of course, Vaseline that up, take it deep. You know what I'm saying? That's all you got. I understand, but let's be real, man. If you're objectively speaking about what you saw, there's no way you can come to the conclusion that Xbox somehow lost to Nintendo. I just don't see it. I watched that Nintendo Direct, and like I don't know. Doodle, I thought you kind of felt similar to me. Like we're back to like Donkey Kong Country Returns, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw
Well,
that. I was like, what the fuck?
Yes, I said it before it even happened. Here we go. They're gathering up to see how much money they can squeeze out of, their community before they release the new
Switch,
console.
yeah.
And it was pointless essentially. Yes, we know the freaking Lego Horizon is coming to the Switch. Noted. There's that new Mario Party. I mean, great. But these things and all these remakes, remaster, whatever the shit they did, this is again their last push to see what else they can go ahead and take out and get from it. Yes, they did freaking Metroid the Prime 4 to freaking throw it in there. It was kind of first of all, they said they wouldn't put anything for the new console. So what are we watching over here? Is this going to the Switch? Is this because it's coming out next year? Next year, supposedly early next year, we're supposed to get the new Switch. So what in the Cocoa Puffs is happening here?
They didn't even announce a Switch 2, so we don't even know if there's gonna be a Switch 2.
Well, they're gonna
Be
announce it
honest.
later on this year, supposedly. But the point is like why? I don't know. That damn game should have just been held. But the bigger thing is that with these games that they showed, like we're trying to like people are trying to compare this shit to Xbox. There's no way,
That's
man.
bullshit.
With
Yeah,
that
I know,
Mario-
I know. That's fucked up.
That
That's
Mario and
ridiculous.
Luigi fucking game that started the show, it's like okay,
Look
you
like a
know,
cartoon.
it's like another cartoon. You know, it's just another Mario shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like we
We've
know
seen
that
it
this is all
before, Nintendo.
right.
We've
This
seen
is
We
it
all
know
before.
that
fluff.
they said, they've spent the most money they've spent on a game with the new freaking Mario Kart for the new system. Okay, so we know where your money is going. We know that this is all kind of like a push and a squeeze to go see what they can get from us. That Zelda freaking game where they have her with magic moving freaking furniture, like give her if she's got magic, like you said, CMoney, have this bitch duplicate a fucking sword and go really fight, right? She's
Yo,
out here
can you
making
believe
fucking
that shit?
tables and bed and a freaking
Yo.
broom and whatever the fuck else shit she can clean with and furniture that she can dust the fuck off. Because of what reason? Explain this shit to me, because Link runs out there ready to fucking bust some ass. So if Zelda's out here, let her bust some ass. Just like Princess Peach was out here in a fucking musical theater. What the shit is going on, Nintendo?
It's basically
What are
for
we
little
doing
kids.
here?
It's basically
Yeah,
for
but-
little kids. That's
yeah,
what it's for.
but they don't. But it's
They
Zelda.
don't do that shit with Mario. They
Zelda's
don't do that shit with
no,
Link.
man. It's
I
Zelda.
get drop the fucking creative bullshit. Nobody wants to fucking go ahead and they created a cute world. But the moment that she's out here with fucking magic, moving furniture around, what are we doing?
Like she got a wand, right? And she did some fucking cool spin, right? She's like, "Yeah, I'm fucking ready. What are you gonna do with that wand, bitch? What are you gonna do?" She's like, "I'm gonna duplicate furniture." That's right. Table. How else can I climb out in the world? I have to bring a table that I
Doodle
can
said,
duplicate
make a
and stack
machine
on top
gun
of
and
each
shoot
other.
everybody. That's what Doodle said. Make a machine gun and just shoot everybody with that
Exactly.
wand.
Well, I mean, it
Thank
doesn't
you.
have- I mean,
Get a fucking
listen.
sword. Let's go. Let's go whoop some ass.
Like,
Make it
here's the thing. Here's the
entertaining.
thing. How the fuck is it that for Link to travel through this world of bad guys, this motherfucker needs a
Robot
sword,
arm on his last fucking
Yo,
game.
sword,
That's- what the
shield,
fuck?
bow, fucking
Everything.
magic to blow people up and shit? Like this motherfucker had so much weapons needed
I think
to
that's
fucking
Zelda.
survive, but she can fucking survive by just duplicating fucking furniture.
I
I need
think-
stairs. There's no stairs. Let me stack 3 beds on top of each other. That is so fun, right? Oh my god, this is so
C-Money.
exciting. Yeah.
I think that's the old Zelda. That's what I'm thinking, because they showed a lot of old games. I don't think that's the newer ones.
No,
No,
that's the new one, dog.
That's new.
You sure?
That's the next main line Zelda game.
No
The
fucking
next
No way. I
main
thought it was an old
line.
game. because
And if
No,
we're gonna
no.
go ahead and
Main
think
line.
of like little kids, this is for little kids, then the message that they're sending is fucked up. The
Hey, I
message that
didn't-
they're
I
sending when
didn't
they're
see
putting
that one.
female leads is fucking screwed.
Can you pull that up, CMoney? I didn't see that one.
He's worried about Nintendo getting him.
Yeah, I don't know if Nintendo. This is the thing. We used to do their shows, like we used to stream their shit, but then like I think the
Nintendo
last
be
show they
stupid.
fucking hit the whole fucking thing for, and
wow.
that annoys me.
I understand.
Brandon,
Yo,
what's up,
up,
my man?
Brandon?
Hey,
Welcome.
what's up? What's going on? CMoney.
How are you?
What up, player?
Doing okay. I watched the Nintendo show had 3 good games, but once again, the best game that they actually had there was the Metroid, which I think that Metroid game is not even for this generation. The game looked too good, so I think that's the switch to Metroid that they show for the. So that's Metroid was the best game there. Period.
I
Yeah,
agree.
I mean, it definitely was
Metroid
the best one that they
game
showed.
there. But let me ask you a question. since you saw it on a direct in which they weren't supposed to go ahead and bring anything out for the new console, right? For their new Switch. Aren't you feeling a little bit like, okay, so the graphics should be much better for the new system since this is not supposed to be or have anything to do with that new system? Like, what's happening here? Did they make it for this Switch and they're gonna just, enhance the graphics just a tad? Like,
I'm
what's
like,
going on?
I think the new Metroid, I doubt. 'Cause I remember every time a new console come out, sometime most of the time, that old console is going to be around for the next 5 years at least before they try to phase it out. So usually it's going to be cross-gen. That's the way the whole that's why when PlayStation 5 come out and say we believe in generation, it didn't make no sense. Because people's like, what are they talking about? Are you trying to say the PS4 is not going to get no games? Now we're going to just get all these new games just for PlayStation? That would be unheard of and unprecedented. There's no console that make and cut off the console right away. Like, oh, PlayStation 5 and PS4 just going to die. No, none of these new games going to go to PS4. You know how much money they would have lose if they did that? Just cut off the PS4 completely? No console do that.
Well,
So
they
that
need
would
to
be
do it because they
unprecedented for them
fucking
to do
broke like
that.
a joke.
You
I
cannot just
wish
cut
they
off
had
the
saved
console
it.
like
I
that.
feel like this direct was absolutely unnecessary, in my opinion. I feel like we're looking at a bunch of old games, the ones that they made that are new. I feel like they could have tweeted that out, and I would have been like, "Oh, cool."
Oh, because
That would have been it.
the Nintendo, they got the Game Boy up on there for the Nintendo. The Nintendo, they got the 64 up on the Nintendo Switch. They
You
got
mean on the
all the old
online,
ones up
the
there.
online shit?
Yeah, so
But remember, Nintendo get away with just making childish games, though. Like
yeah.
a lot of real gamers don't put pressure on Nintendo to put out some really like masterpiece game. We just like, oh, I'll buy it for my son, or oh, I'll buy it for my daughter. It's just Nintendo. So Nintendo don't get pressure from the hardcore gamers to actually make some masterpiece games. To be like, yo, Nintendo, y'all need to do better. It's not just kids playing Nintendo. Y'all do have some adult fans too. They don't get that pressure at all. So
That's why
Nintendo
they
get to do
don't do it.
whatever.
That's why they just keep regurgitating the same shit, and then you got the same people running around like, "Ooh, Mario and the brothership. What is it, brothership? Woohoo!" I mean, this is the problem, man. This is why I don't know. I see it, and I can't wrap my head around the idea of people sitting there literally trying to say that this Nintendo Direct was better than the Xbox
Well,
Showcase, dude.
I think that's where my
There's no way.
problem lies, C-Money, because I literally turned to you and I said, "Shit, we were rooting. It was better than
Money.
the PlayStation Showcase, but we were here rooting for fucking Nintendo because PlayStation has been nothing but fucking trash. But when you go out here and you say these type of fucking stupid ass words, it's just freaking ridiculous. Yes, they did better than PlayStation. I feel like this was a moment for them to come out here and fucking crush it. And did they crush it? No, they came out here and gave us the shit that they want people to buy before they come and release a new console. The efforts are not there,
I'm
in
like
my
Nintendo
opinion.
though. I'm like, I don't know what do we expect from Nintendo? Nintendo keep been doing the same thing for 10 years. Let out Mario Party, Mario RPG, Mario this, Mario that, Mario.
Pokemon too.
That's all Nintendo do is Mario or Pokemon. So
And I'm
It
what
is.
do we
listen,
expect from them?
yes, but if you're coming out now, we expect Breath of the Wild type of Zeldas, right? This is
Yep.
if you want to make a Zelda game, go ahead and use that style and end it with a bang. Your last freaking system, like your system before it goes into the new one. Like especially if you're planning to go ahead and put these same games on the new system. I wonder what they're going to
They will.
use too, guys, because you know that they try to make it different so you can't use the same games from one system to the other.
Hey
They're gonna
Doodle.
want you to rebuy whatever they go ahead and you can go ahead and play on the Switch too.
Depends if the Switch 2 has the cartridge, right? If they use the same cartridge and maybe just have like a next gen version of the cartridge that's maybe bigger and faster, but it can still read the old shit. I mean, the point is that as far as like Nintendo's concerned, yeah, we do know Nintendo's Nintendo, right? But it's like at the end of the day, that's why we just keep that as like a as a side piece, right? For whenever they do decide to make something like a Breath of the Wild.
I think
Um,
real gamers are
See,
excited about the
see,
Switch 2 because they feel like they're gonna get better games, adult games, and they're gonna have a better power narrative to actually get some good third party games for finally. So that's why I think everybody's so excited about the new Nintendo's coming out because they feel like they're gonna get better games, not just Mario, better games all around.
well,
but
yeah, now it should open up third party. Go ahead, bud. Go ahead, Kels.
the
Oh,
thing
who's that?
is, the reason why people think PlayStation had a good showcase like Xbox
Who the
because
fuck said
it's
that? You mean direct? You mean Nintendo had a
Nobody
good
say that
showcase?
at
Nintendo.
all. Everybody
Nintendo.
said that
Oh,
PlayStation was hot,
yes.
was hot,
I'm about to
was
say.
Nintendo.
hot
I mean
garbage.
Nintendo.
Okay,
The
yeah,
reason they think that's a good showcase because it's all little kids watching, and they think that's like sliced bread. So us older gamers, we looking at them like, that's not a good showcase. But their eyes, because they never played those type of games like we play, like that, because they stuck playing those little kitty games, so they don't know no better.
yeah. Look, I think at the end of the day, when it comes to what this Switch 2 is supposed to show us, you know, right now, Nvidia, right? They're literally at this moment, unless something literally just changed, they're actually the most valuable company on the stock market. They just passed Microsoft. Okay. So they're huge, right? They're making the Switch Part 2, right? They have, we have the 4090. You see the power that's in there, but obviously they're not going to put something like that in there. But the software, DLSS, all that shit, that's all, well, at least theoretically, should all be built into this next Switch. So we are expecting for it to actually deliver some impressive shit. Like that's what I'm expecting. I don't want to see them come back and do the same bullshit over and fucking over again. I don't care if you do another fucking Mario game. Sure, Mario Odyssey was good. Give us the next one. Great. But fucking put some energy into it and don't fucking keep doing the same shit. Donkey Kong fucking Returns. That's a great game back in the day. I'm sure it'll still be fun to play now. Sure. But it's like, bro, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing here? Like, why are we having this game now?
Yeah, but
Why?
Mario
What's
Mario's
some new
one of
shit?
the oldest IPs at all times. They the
They
first
make so
IP.
much money off of Mario though. They selling
Yeah,
like
Mario.
20 million, 25 million Mario games. So the
Yeah,
money
cause
is there for it.
Mario been there since the when people used to play at the
The
at the
Nintendo.
no, not Nintendo, those things. Those
Arcades.
the
Arcades?
arcades. Mario is so old. It's like I think it was made in like the what year Mario was made. They've been
80s,
around.
1980.
They've been there for a while.
Mario came out with the NES in 1987. People,
Yeah, so if they did break nothing with that, they ain't definitely not changing. That's the one thing.
And in 1987, I had one of them under the Christmas tree.
I had an
Yeah.
Atari 26 brand new in 1977 under the Christmas tree, and I was 13.
Let me get my boy. Let me get my boy
Bounty.
Bounty.
What's up,
Damn,
fam?
77, and you were
Yeah.
13. God
Yeah,
damn.
shut up.
Good for you, man. Good for you. The homie Bounty, man. Thank you, brother, for being here. Thank you for that $2 super chat. Says, question: name all the new IP Nintendo made in the last 20 years. Man, 20 years is a long time, dog. I know the recent years you have Splatoon, you got Arms.
Beautiful Joe on the GameCube, Mad World, that color game, that black and white game that had
Yeah, but
Red
those are
Blood
not
in it.
Nintendo games. Those are not
And what-
Nintendo IP.
It was only on Nintendo. It wasn't on
No,
anybody.
but those are
else. I'm counting
exclusive
those.
games, but they didn't make those games. They didn't own those IP. I think what he's suggesting is like games that Mario made. Hargeet Shanae, the homie, says Wii Sports, Switch Sports, Arms, Splatoon, Animal Crossing, Labo, 1-2 Switch. There's probably a bunch of Animal Crossing was within 20 years. I guess so. Jesus, 20 years.
Yeah, they had like 3 Animal Crossing.
20 years sounds like such a long time. That's
I
wild.
know.
Just sounds like it, but
Let's
It
see.
does sound low.
They made Rygar for the NES. 20 years.
Rygar.
Okay, I'm going back. Yeah, Rygar was on the NES.
That's what type of game is that?
It was like a platformer, I think.
Yeah, it was awesome, dude. The original Rygar and the second one that came on the PS2, which actually was pretty good.
So the homie Other Zinc came with the facts here. Says
yes.
Mario is 1981 with Donkey Kong.
Yep. I was off a little bit.
Damn.
Sorry.
Well, yeah, and that was on the ColecoVision too. So he's right about that, but that was on ColecoVision.
Yeah, Eastside said Mario was in Donkey Kong way before the NES. Mm.
Yep, it was a ColecoVision game.
Hey, he was
Coleco
Jumpman in Donkey
created
Kong.
it. Right.
So what'd you say, Chaos?
I think he was also Jumpman before Mario and Donkey Kong.
Yeah, that's what they called him.
Yep.
Jumpman.
Yep. Like, listen, they obviously, I'm assuming they are holding shit back, right, for the next gen console, right? Like, I could only assume that that's what they're aiming for next year. But it's just, I don't know. It's another waste. I mean, not that I gave a shit, right? To be honest, right? I don't give a fuck what they really show. It's not like I was gonna be going crazy with the Nintendo shit right now, right? But still, I think it was just more of the season of conferences, right? Like just showing what they're showing. I wanted to see something that was gonna be great, right? That would have been like, all right, this is really, really dope. It's like, nah, you got a bunch of stuff that anybody could have guessed was going to be there, except Metroid Prime. That's only because we gave up on guessing that it was going to be there like 6 years ago. And it was there, and it was fine, right? Nothing special. Wasn't like, oh my god, finally it's here. Look at it, it's so glorious. It wasn't. But yeah, I mean, like it is what it is. What do you? Let's get everybody's kind of like. I'm gonna get past this Nintendo talk here. Let me get my chapter. Some fucking. Anybody has any other last words about Nintendo
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
one more last word. I think
and their fucking
Nintendo,
showcase?
because they so old, they too cocky because they don't want to change nothing, and that's why they in a plateau. They gonna say exactly where they at because they don't want to change nothing. If it's not broke, don't fix it. That's what they doing.
Wow, who does that sound like? Could they start with the letter P?
Yes.
Now,
I hear
also,
you on that,
just in
Sir
case,
X-Men.
just in case people thought that it was just a us thing. By the way, thanks again to the homie boss Sean out here always putting everything down that we need in our lives. Right? Who had the best summer showcase?
Xbox.
God damn. 21,910 votes. Xbox had 70% on an IGN poll.
Wow, that's IGN too. Whew.
That's an
That's a big deal.
IGN poll, baby.
I think somebody's smoking crack over at IGN right now. That's what I think.
I mean,
You know, I could be right?
Probably.
And
I'm
remember, the
pretty sure you
Xbox
are. But
showcase,
this
though,
is
like,
this is the thing. I don't think there's a comparison between the shows we saw this year. Xbox, hands down, the best show we've ever gotten. That shit was a big freaking deal. So I think the question itself, like, unless you only have a PlayStation or you only have a Nintendo, I think the question essentially is kind of unfair because anybody with eyes can see that. But at the end of the day, I think that Nintendo, that 10-year deal that they signed with Phil and Xbox. I think they know that there are changes that they need to make, whether it's because PlayStation is on a decline and they want to go ahead and take more of a powerful position, and the changes that are coming are going to come with the next Switch. They're going to go ahead. They wouldn't be investing the money that they're investing in the freaking next Mario Kart if that wasn't the situation. They wouldn't be talking about making the next Mario game looking like the freaking Mario movie if that wasn't the situation. So I think that obviously the third party games are going to come in. I think they're ready to start a new freaking page, and this show was kind of like their farewell to that lack of power and the bullshit that they've been handing out.
Here's the thing that would put the Xbox conference above everybody else: new IPs, new IPs, new IPs, no refresh of games, good-looking sequels. That's what put them ahead of everybody, and that's a fact.
The thing is, the
I mean,
Xbox
it's just
showcase. It's not just it's any showcase. Go back to the PlayStation showcase. Go back to the Nintendo showcase. This showcase was hands down probably the best showcase any gamer I've ever put on. So it's not just this year. It's the previous year. Go back. This showcase is better than all those showcase that ever put on. So
are you
this is
talking about
not a
Xbox?
showcase that we're probably going to see again for
Yeah, he's
maybe
talking
the
about
next
Xbox.
6 or 7 years. It's hard to put on showcase this good. Period.
Are you talking about Xbox, Brandon?
Yes, Xbox showcase. It's not a
Oh.
showcase
There
that
you
you're
go.
gonna see like every year. To have
Oh
so
well,
much
dude, I
good
honestly,
games
No,
ready
it's
to be
you'll
shown.
see it
Brandon,
every year.
yeah,
You'll be
Brandon, I
seeing
would
this
think
every year.
Yeah,
I would think
you
we're
will.
going to be seeing this every year
This is the new
because
thing.
think about right now, right? Think about some of the stuff that was shown, right? So we saw all the things that are showing. Most of that stuff is coming out this year, and then some of it is coming out next year, right? But even then, right, when you look at the list that had been put up, did I removed it? I did.
They got
Um,
Blade.
dude, they still have
There's
Blade and
so
shit. So
much
all right,
that
here we
we
go. Let me
didn't
put this
even
back.
see.
Let me put this
So
back
much
up real quick.
games. It's ridiculous
Right?
how much
So
games they have.
so remember, Call of Duty, we're gonna get another one next year, right? So whatever that is, we're gonna see it. Indiana Jones would be out already. Gears of War, we haven't seen Gears of War like live, right? So if that's a next year game, then for sure we're gonna see it, right? Doom is out this year. No, Doom is out next year, right?
I think so.
So Doom is out next year. We'll get another look at that. Avowed will be out. Diablo will be out. Flight Simulator will be out. These are the
Yeah, but
ones.
so that's the thing, CMoney, is they have 5 to 6 games that are live service that you're going to see every year, right? So they're
Yeah,
going to
those
have
are
that
always.
Is
anyways.
next year.
Yep. So you're going to see
Facts.
those every year, right? And then on top of that, they'll have the 4 to 5 for the year that they're having the showcase in. They'll have 4 to 5 for the next year, and they'll have surprises. So you're at 15 to 20 automatic every freaking showcase, first party.
And
Yeah.
you
On top
still
of the third
have
party.
State of Decay 3 that we're going to see more of, right? Perfect Dark that we're still going to see more of, right? That's going to come out next year. And then they already said that there'll be another Starfield expansion
South of Midnight
Yep.
is next
next
year
year.
too.
Oh, South of Midnight. Yeah, but hopefully
That game looks
hopefully
dope.
that's out before.
See money.
Clockwork Revolution is going to be next year. They still have to
Clockwork,
give us an update
yes.
on Everwild.
Oh my
There's
God.
We still don't know
Contraband,
what's going on with
Powerborn.
Everwild. Really.
Fable.
There's Yep, Fable. They're going to have another update.
Are we going to see Halo next year, right? Horizon.
Possibly, right? And
Horizon
there might even be like
6.
a a gameplay trailer for E-Day, right? And on and on and on. It's always going to be like this now. We're on a like treadmill of just constant games.
Plus
They
new
just
shit
opened
that
a new studio too,
has
remember?
not been fucking shown. Think about it. We only got E-Day and Doom. Those
Yeah,
are the
they have a
only
lot
two
of other
things
stuff in the works.
that were shown that we didn't know. Plus, think about the quality of the third-party games that helped made this a banger. Wu Chang, day one in Game Pass. I think Adam Fall
33.
was also day one in Game Pass. 33,
The Expedition 33,
Expedition
whatever it was.
33, Game Pass.
Day one
Flintlock,
in
Game
Game
Pass.
Pass. Yeah.
Like Frag Punk was brand new, fucking free to play banger, right? So
That
it's
thing looks
not
good.
just
Better than paying
mean-
$40 for whatchamacallit for Concord.
facts, dude.
Yes.
Facts. Oh my god. I honestly, I don't think I see where you're coming from, Brandon, because it's almost like it's too good to be true. But honestly, at this point, I think this is just the forever scenario. They got 40 fucking studios now. to be
Remember,
clear, maybe some
remember,
years.
some of
more.
these studios take like 5-6 years to make games. You need to put that into your mat occasion as well. So these games are not always going to be there if you're taking 5-6 years to make games.
No, they
Well, of
always
course,
have
but
something now to
remember,
show.
5 to 6 years ago, some people released the game.
Like
Right.
Yeah.
as we are seeing, like you see, we are seeing Perfect Dark now. Look how long ago we buy the Perfect Dark studio. That was like 5-6 years ago. So we finally seen Perfect Dark now. So that take, and people keep complaining the whole time they buy it, like, hey, where's Perfect Dark? Hey, every year, where's Perfect Dark? Where's Perfect Dark? Because they buy the studio. But look how long we take to see Perfect Dark this year in 2024. But look how long we buy the studio. So a lot of people say,
But like this is going to be constant though, because look, we know of games that are coming, and they just have so many studios now. We don't have just the 4 that they started with, and they started buying new ones. It's a lot of studios, and it may not like hit you just how many games they're going to have. Look, like there's several Activision games we haven't heard about yet. We know they're being made right now. They've made a new Activision studio. And they're partnering with all these other companies, right? They like
People
there's
can
just
fly,
games galore.
100 Star.
There's games galore.
Yeah,
343's been quiet for a while now, right?
We
And
have a
so
lot
is
to do with Active. Remember, the
Double
Activision
Fine.
studios then was stuck in the Call of Duty grind lab because that's all they was working on. They wasn't working on any other game but Call of Duty.
No,
Well,
they are
well,
working
no,
on
because we
Infinity
know that
Ward
Blizzard
and yeah, go ahead,
Blizzard
sorry.
also has some other games. If you remember when they shut down the one game that they were talking about, they said that they moved them to 2 other games that Blizzard is working on. So Blizzard has 2 other games that they're doing. Infinity Ward is working on an IP, sci-fi IP, that's separate from Call of Duty.
Toys for
there-
Bob is
there
working on a new game.
who?
Toys for Bob.
All Toys for Bob, they signed a deal with them. Again, it's
Yep.
not going to just be, it's not going to be just the ones that we're expecting and know of. Like a lot of these studios are cooking, like Double Fine, right? That came out a while ago. Nobody's talking about them. They're going to be releasing something, right? And I know a lot of people might think of Double Fine, be like, oh, whatever. No, they fucking released Psychonauts 2.
We still
That
have
shit was
Outer Worlds 2
fire.
from Obsidian to
Yeah,
come.
Psychonauts 2 was good, but they said they should be working on something right now, right? About they
Hey,
should
Yeah, 2
definitely be
projects.
working on something.
CMoney.
They supposedly working on multiple projects from
they have 2
smaller
projects at
teams.
least. Yep.
Yeah. Go ahead, Moonlight. What were you saying?
I was gonna say,
Contraband.
Yeah.
Roberto said,
I
absolutely.
saw that here.
I was gonna say because I hear people complaining about Starfield because you have to pay for the mods, and then I was looking at it,
Not every
and
mod.
some of them are free, but I don't know why people are complaining about the mods.
So save that because we're going to talk about that separately from this conversation.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry
these
about
we
that.
people
still have-
forget it. These people forget about what fucking Gran Turismo did to their ass when it came out. Quick
Right.
memory.
Well,
Ain't it?
that's a whole nother.
Oh,
that's a
and by
whole
the way,
nother
that's a whole
situation.
thing. There's Turn 10 and Playground that make Forza. Those games are still going to be coming as well.
Mhm.
You know, and then you have OD and you have Blade still to come. There's just it's gonna keep going.
Yeah, and it's you got to go back to 5 or 6 years ago and think about what they released back then.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. That's what
Every
we're seeing
game,
now.
every game that was released 5 or 6 years ago, that studio was working on another game for 5 to 6 years, and every year after that, the same thing happens, right? So, like, for instance, what's his name? Pentiment, right? Little game, right? Came out what 2021,
3 or 4. I think it was 4.
2024. No, we're in
No, it
2024
came
now.
out in
22, right?
2022.
The year they didn't have any other game is
22. It came out
22.
in
Yeah,
2020.
like 22, right?
I didn't play
So
that one.
theoretically,
it was Grounded and Pentiment both came out in that year.
okay. So theoretically,
So-
come next
How about
year,
Clockwork?
whatever he's working
Yeah, so
on,
Clockwork is next year.
Clockwork's
did-
next year, but whatever Josh Sawyer's team is working on, they might be able to show us next year, right? Like there's so many different places that games are released from on a constant basis. Plus, again,
Yeah.
they are literally actively reaching out to these third-party studios and doing deals with them, right? Like we have, again, we talked about, the Rockstar devs, 100 Star, right? We got the People Can Fly people.
Rocksteady. Not Rockstar.
Yeah, Rocksteady. Yeah, Rocksteady. Not
Rocksteady, right,
Rockstar.
okay,
That would be wild. That would be wild. But we got the Rocksteady guys, we got the People Can Fly guys, we got the new studio Elsewhere or whatever the fuck that Activision made. Like these are all things that are going to be
Supposedly
happening.
something with
on
IO,
top
right?
of it.
There's still something there. There's
That's
supposedly
been
something
working
going on
forever.
with
Certain
the
Infinity.
ukulele
Certain
guys.
Infinity.
What's that team?
I know who you're talking about.
Toys for
Platonic.
Bob. No,
Yes,
Platonic.
Platonic. Yep,
Platonic.
Yeah.
Supposedly, maybe even a banjo, right? Supposedly they're doing something with them with the banjo or something like that. And then yeah, Toys for Bob. We have another one there, right? It's just so many.
Yeah, Platonic.
So the
Listen.
Wu Tang Clan.
Platonic used to
Wu-Tang
make
Clan
the
game?
great
Oh, yeah,
Transformers
Wu-Tang.
game. They used to make the great Transformers games back in the day on Platonic. They made a couple of really good ones.
So much potential, right? And as you're saying, certain Infinity, right? There's so much like going on.
Yeah, there's really so much. Doodle, what were
There,
you saying?
there is a lot, guys. I just want to ground you all a little bit, because doesn't matter how much we throw around. At the end of the day, we still have no Astrobot or Lego.
Fuck those games.
Yeah, damn it, guys, damn
God.
it.
I wanted that
Why?
Astrobot game.
Can you put the other graph on the one with the IGN?
The
I just found
Legos.
it very funny.
We can't have the
Yeah, hold
Legos.
on.
It's so
Yeah,
sad.
IGN, like they're
Did
very
you notice
biased
what
over
it looks
there.
like?
Like a middle finger.
Yes.
It does. Yeah. Yep.
Fuck
Yep.
you,
Yep.
Sony. Hey, but
Like,
you also
you have a
oh,
picture?
but do you also notice something? How IGN put
Doesn't it?
PlayStation
It's so
at
good.
how PlayStation put
Harky, are you
PlayStation
frozen?
at
or did
the
you put a
top of the
picture?
list?
No, is it not working? Hold on, I guess. Maybe should we
You look
start the
frozen.
camera or something?
Do you see that? See
Oh
money?
my
How they put
God.
PlayStation at the top of the list and put
cannot see
Xbox
it.
before? You see that?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yep. Yeah, of
You
course.
Yeah,
supposed to
they
put
put
the-
PlayStation on
You're
top of the
supposed to
list,
put
like
the
PlayStation
leader
was gonna win.
on the list, then go all the way down.
Is it still frozen?
Yeah, it's still frozen.
Oh,
Oh,
my
man.
gosh, Hargy, that's
No.
hilarious.
Hey,
Yeah,
I think you look
I think
cooler
that's awesome.
frozen.
Oh, I know what IGN did. Because PlayStation is the console leader, so they put them on top. Xbox in second, then Nintendo's in third. But
No,
really,
I just
PlayStation should be
just
last.
trying to show that Xbox tax. That's all.
They should put PlayStation on last because that's state of play. They should put them down the bottom.
Still
Honestly.
frozen.
3%. Who is somewhere else?
Still
So
Someone
frozen.
Dr.
else.
Baka says it's in show
I
order.
just clicked on that. The doctor. See why we
Of
need a
course.
doctor in the house to come save us? It's in the show order, how we saw the shows. Thank you, doctor. That's why we need to have a doctor in the house.
So that means Jeff Keighley ain't the someone else?
Well, what did you guys rate the Nintendo
It looks
Showcase?
like a money chart. That's what it looks
I
like.
didn't
to me.
watch
What do
the
we think?
showcase.
What do we think, or what do
Yeah.
we grade it?
Grade it. What did you grade it?
What are we talking, like A, B, C, D, or the
Numbers.
numbers?
Do it 1 to 10.
I would say a 6 for
Okay. And what did you give the PlayStation?
because of
one?
Metroid, because of Metroid Prime. 4 or 3.
PlayStation at a showcase?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
PlayStation
state of
Showcase.
decay. I'm sorry, state of play.
Don't slander that name.
I was about to
Yeah,
say
exactly.
you can't use that one, Hargeet. We have State of Decay and it's glorious.
Yes,
State of
it
POS.
shat all over everything they did. Anyway,
Thanks.
okay, so 3 and 6. That's what you have.
Yeah, 3 for PlayStation, 6 for Nintendo.
What do you
Yeah,
guys
the
have?
only
What do you get?
reason is actually because of Mario Party. Mario Party looks like it's gonna be fun to play with the kids.
Yep.
They actually did.
Doodle,
a new
you
one
same
that's
or are you
different.
different? Score?
I'm gonna go with a 6 too. I think Mario Party. My girls are excited for the Mario and Luigi game as well. Brothership.
Yep.
Brothership,
Um,
yeah.
and I'm trying to think. I mean, we got to see again freaking a PlayStation game on the Switch.
Which is pretty
That's freaking
awesome,
amazing.
isn't it?
I know the band-aid was ripped, but it's always good to see. One more time.
Yeah, man.
All
right.
I think, yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I think that's where I'm at. I'm trying to think of like
I think there were a
the
lot of
highlights.
multi-platform games they also had that were kind of cool. So I give it an 8. It's certainly not to the level of a of the Xbox one, which is a 10. That's just it was
So, but that's
crazy.
I feel like the problem, Hargi. I think your grading scale. Like I think when you think of 8 to 10, you don't think of it as 2 points. You think of it as like 8.01, 8.02, like all the way. Because there's no way
No,
that
like
what
I
we
can I can give other ones. So like the PlayStation one, I did the 2 grade thing. It's a 3 if you're not a PlayStation fan. I'll give it a 6 or a 7 if you're a PlayStation fan, because there are at least some games that you might
So
be interested in, right?
do you feel like
But
a Nintendo fan versus an Xbox fan, right? Do you feel that a Nintendo fan got like close to what an Xbox fan got out of the shows? Like for each person's show? Like Nintendo showed one new game that was big, which was Metroid, right? The
Next
Mario
well, I
year.
mean,
Brothers
you're talking about first
Brothership.
party, right?
Yeah. That's well, I
Yeah,
mean,
because and that
both
makes
of
you a
it.
not Nintendo fan trying to look at it as a hey, I casually go to Nintendo. So tell me what you have that's exclusive, right?
So
And I
you're
think that's how
saying
you're
you're
rating
looking
it,
at
right?
it see, I don't look at any of the third party shit because it's like I would play that somewhere else.
Well,
Yeah,
because
I
of
look at it
how
in
it was
totality as
received.
well, and that's why I have like if you're a PlayStation fan and you saw the state of play, you saw games that you could play, but we saw games that I could play on Xbox too, right? So I'm looking
Mhm.
at it from 2 perspectives. One, entice me to come to your ecosystem, PlayStation, and in that case, they failed miserably. And
So that's the
as
only
far
way
as
I look at any of this stuff, pretty
yeah,
much.
but as far as like games that are cool, I'm like, okay, well, there's some games here that people would want to play, so I'd give it a 6 or 7 for that. From a Nintendo perspective, there are plenty of games here that I think are pretty good from a Nintendo fan perspective, and I happen to be a Nintendo fan as well. I'm primarily Xbox though, but I like Nintendo as far as, but I don't play anything but exclusives on there. So,
So, but that's what I'm saying. So, like, if you're looking at the exclusive situation,
yep.
right? Meaning non-third party, right? Non shit that's gonna be elsewhere. You're saying that from a exclusive point of view, because when I looked at it and I saw the exclusive game, I'm just Metroid
Yeah, I
was
mean, you don't
okay.
like the new Zelda. I liked it. It looked pretty cool to me. So I like that one. Mario and Luigi Brothership looked pretty cool. Metroid Prime is getting there at least. I agree with you though. I would kind of want to see sort of the next gen look at it, but maybe they're like, hey, let's tease it. They can't show us the next gen version because they haven't announced the next gen yet. When they announce the next gen later this year, we'll get here's the updated graphics, right? Something like that. I'd hope so. I hope we get to see some pretty killer stuff, right? We waited so long for it, so like hopefully it'll be something Nvidia wants to show off their tech, right?
I got
So
I got a
Can I
question.
can I interject a little bit too into this Nintendo
yeah,
conversation?
Yeah, sure.
I think, due respect to everybody, Nintendo. I don't play Nintendo anymore, not for any reason, but Nintendo always has a special place in my heart, and I think that we maybe kind of critically analyze them from a more adult perspective. Nintendo is young kids' first experience to games, which makes them fall in love with games in general. Just like I did, and then as you get older, you move on to other consoles. So I
I think
think
that's
like judge.
that's your nostalgia speaking, because kids are not introduced to Nintendo outside of people who grew up liking
So
Nintendo.
I think the problem
Because
that gaming is
iPad
having
is the
right
way that
now
they
is
come
that
on
yes,
now.
the
You could
iPads, the tablets, the phones, this is what these
There's
new
way more
kids and the new
kids
generations
playing
gravitate
iPhone
towards. And
games
I think
than the
that's the
Switch.
battle that they're having, trying to pull in that younger generation, which is what PlayStation is trying to figure out right now. Oh, Shiba, what's up, Shiba?
and
He's
guess
oh,
who
shit,
has
I
a
didn't read
lock
it.
on
The
that
cell
with
phone
games
is
like
the first
Minecraft?
Yes.
video game now.
It's always been since
Well,
Madman. That was since the
That's what I'm
iPhone.
saying. Like, I think you're looking at a
Did
little
you play
too
Minecraft as
like
well? Roblox, Minecraft?
who?
Madman.
Not anymore. He used to.
But-
He
but
grew
that's
up
what he
playing
started
some of
with?
that stuff. No. He started with Chop Chop Ninja on the phone.
Nice.
Yeah,
Did
Chop
he
Chop
end up on,
Jinda, Chop
So-
Chop
so he-
Pocky. There was like a bunch of them.
Did he end up
that's
going
So he
on
just went from
2007.
like he just went from Xbox and PlayStation.
No.
No,
We put them.
yes.
We put them on Nintendo. We bought it. But what I'm saying is that it's not a kids grow up with Nintendo world anymore. Like if you want your kid to play games, you don't need to buy a Nintendo.
Meaning that
Your
right
phone
now
is the one that
you
you
have
start
the
with.
phone where it has access, or you get the tablets, and that's what has like fast,
See-
quick access to the
CMoney.
games. But go ahead.
Moonlight, go ahead, bro.
Oh, no.
Oh, he's gone. All right, continue.
Oh,
well, he's not gone.
dang.
He's not talking. Go ahead, continue, Doodle. What were you saying?
So I think for me, when I think of like the amount of games and the quality of games that I saw on the Xbox showcase, right? It's difficult to go ahead and compare the other ones. Yes, you can see what they made that, it's kind of like, okay, well, that's great that was there. Now, if Nintendo had shown up with like a Mario Odyssey type of Mario, a
Yes.
new Animal Crossing, a freaking footage of Pikmin
Yeah.
5, right? A new freaking Breath of the Wild. Like, if they showed up packed, then I'm like, oh shit, they showed up to compete. This is wild. This is crazy. But when you're coming out here and essentially it looks like a bunch of mini games in comparison to the other
Oh,
shit
here we
that
go.
we have seen, it's very difficult to compare it because we're talking about freaking apples and oranges, right? It's not the same shit. But it's not to say that they can't show up. They've had shows in which they show a lot of like, oh damn, look at all that, right? And so this just wasn't
I mean,
just wasn't it.
October, if they do a Nintendo, honestly,
An
I feel
actual
like they were
showcase,
holding
right?
back.
Yeah.
If they
Yeah.
do the showcase for the Switch 2, I
Yes.
think that's where they're
Oh,
gonna
yeah. We know they're
show us
holding
good
back.
shit. But the only reason that I have a little bit of a doubt on it,
Hesitation. Yeah.
why show me Metroid Prime 4?
I think they
Why
wanted to
show
finally
that now?
tease it, but I
Yeah,
kind of
but they
agree.
didn't tease it. They showed that shit.
So let
Yeah.
me tell you, in my opinion, after seeing the show, they knew that they didn't have anything that was like ridiculous in there. The
Like,
big
you think they
thing,
did it to
I
compete
think
for
it
the
was
summer showcase
I
type
I
of
think
think it
they
was
situation?
did, Doodle. I
kind of
think you're
like,
right. I
look
think that
at
A is because of
this.
that.
Yeah, let's leave them with a freaking wow, something that they've been waiting for, that is gonna
Yeah.
excite them. I think that was their close, and that's why they did it in the way that they
Yep.
did, to kind of elevate
Makes sense.
everything else.
I just
See-
really hope that wasn't the Switch excuse me, the Switch 2 version.
I don't think it is. I think that's the Switch version of it. You know, it's going to be cross-gen when it comes out, obviously, right? But I think there will be a Switch 2 version that we'll get to see when they announce the Switch 2, whatever the heck the next Switch. will be called.
CMoney and Doodle. I
Yes.
think what
Yes.
Nintendo's doing is they're gonna do the same thing they did a long time ago. You remember the GameCube?
Yep.
So if that hardware is strong enough, it's gonna do the same thing as the GameCube. Because I remember I was playing Jeff Jam when I was younger, and it was on the PlayStation and on the Xbox.
Well, logically for me, that's what I feel like they should be going.
And I think they're
back.
heading back to that road because once that GameCube died out, they just stopped making consoles for a while. They had the DS.
No, they went to the Wii immediately, right after the GameCube. They made the Wii.
They just got out of the
Which was
graphics.
one of the
they
most
got out of the
successful
arms
ones.
race. You know what I'm saying? Like they basically, I remember it. They were saying like they're not going to compete with them. They're going to focus on their, gameplay and all this other bullshit. And then that's when the Wii came out, and that's kind of put them on this whole different trajectory. But they used to. That's why I get annoyed when people try to act like Nintendo never cared about graphics. I'm sorry,
No,
but
they
did.
spanked
They
the
were the-
PS1. They
Dude,
were better than the PS2.
pioneers. They're the ones
Yeah.
who were pushing shit. You know what I'm saying? The Nintendo
PS1 was the
64.
N64, right? The N64 was like
Yeah.
4 times more powerful than the PS1.
Yeah,
And it
come
did
on,
like
man.
Ocarina of Time, one of the
who's
best games of all
happy?
time.
You know who's happy about those
Oh
games?
shit! Sir X-Men woke up.
I wasn't asleep.
Whoa!
You know who's happy about those games? The 130 million people who have a Switch.
140
Oh, they
million.
went up to 140 now.
Happy about what game?
140, 100. Those games that they showed. The
Yeah, I got
100
it.
And they
No, they're
because
not.
you
introduced two
remember,
new ones for
No.
Zelda.
and
I bet you
Switch
they're gonna sell 10
owners,
million of those.
Sir,
Switch owners buy games.
let me tell you something. You're partially correct, mostly wrong. They
Oh,
buy Nintendo games.
Yeah,
No,
Those
Nintendo
are the
games.
games
That's what I'm
that
saying. They buy
with
Nintendo games,
indies.
and that's a lot of
Yeah,
money.
Supposedly indies do well on Switch. Supposedly.
Yeah, but when we're talking about do well, I'm talking about
Yeah.
Mario Kart having 60 or 70 million copies sold. You know what I'm saying? Like they line up to buy Nintendo games because the only people who buy the Switch are people who are obsessed with Nintendo. The extra games they get are all just cool. Like, oh, nice. This and this. You know why? Because Nintendo is still no, even though they got closer, to be clear, they got closer this gen, but they are still not a full multi-plat option for game developers who are targeting
Nintendo
Xbox
doesn't
and
have to be a
PlayStation.
multi-plat right now. It's
Yeah, absolutely.
Nintendo, dude.
They
Listen,
will be though in the
X-Men.
future.
No.
They will be
So
for number
X-Men, you
2.
can't. Let's not act like they're infallible, okay? Because they had the Wii that had 100 and God knows how many people. The 180. What was it? Some stupid crazy number.
It's like
150
110 or
million.
something
So
like that.
no, they sold
No, no.
150 million.
No, it wasn't that close to the PS2.
But with
Um,
Mario, I think
Whatever. It's still far. The problem is that what happened right after? They fucking flopped so hard.
101.6.
101. Okay. So the Switch already passed it.
The Switch is closing in on the PS2. Yeah, it's at 140
Okay,
something.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
they
yeah,
didn't,
okay,
and
so-
they did not go through multiple gens. They've been pretty much in the same gen the whole
Absolutely.
time.
But that's the shit. So that's the thing, Sir X-Men. You have all the people who bought the Switch from when we were still back in the previous gen, when it was too crazy of a difference. That's why you got some of those ports like Doom and shit that went over there, right? But as you can tell, where have been the big ports? They're gone. There haven't been big ports anymore. Games that are coming out for next gen now, for this gen, are not getting ported. So this is the problem, Sir X-Men, and this is why I'm trying to kind of enlighten you with it. They hit these big numbers based off of coming from the old generation. They are now entering a new generation just before we're going to get into we're already in the next generation, just before we get into another generation. This is not an easy play for them. If they come in and they don't bring enough power to make it where these other companies start putting their games on that system, you're going to have a lot harder time to get those people who have 140 fucking million Switches to say, no, I'm going to go buy the other game.
No, they're not. They're not going to leave Switch like that, dude. They're not.
Exactly.
They're not.
But you have to
buy
entice
the
them.
Switch.
They have to see. They have to show that console can stand on its own. You need to have enough people go over there who are looking for that are not a Xbox or PlayStation, elitist
CMoney.
who want to be
You
there,
know,
and they need to
Switch
be able to
owners,
do that and put it there.
You know, Switch owners have more than just a Switch. There are multiple console owners, most of them.
Yeah, but that doesn't help Nintendo. When we're
It
talking
does
about
help Nintendo because when Nintendo brings out a game, these people buy it. Remember when the Switch first came out and they couldn't find it? You had people buying copies of Zelda
That's
that
when they
weren't
first
able to
came
get the
out, bro.
Switches.
That's what I'm saying. That
they're
was a
still
previous
doing it.
generation.
They bumped
But
the price
not
up to
anymore.
70. They bumped the price up to
Nintendo-
70 on the games, and they still bought over 40,000 copies of 40 million copies of some of their games. People buy the games on Switch. No. It doesn't matter. It's Nintendo. Nintendo
It doesn't matter. Pull up the list of sales for Switch games, and you'll see that yes, the big ones have a lot of sales, but those are also the older ones. Your Zelda, your fucking Mario Kart, your Mario Odyssey, all those ones, they're the ones that have crazy high numbers. Splatoon has decent numbers, but it's not as
Animal
fucking crazy
Crossing's
high.
pretty big.
Now Animal
Mario
Crossing.
Yeah,
Animal
but
Crossing
Animal
is
Crossing
God,
is
big.
that
big
was
now. That's what
ridiculous.
I was gonna say.
But that's
I
not
think,
a big
ridiculous.
seller.
yeah,
It's
I
all,
think
No,
yeah,
that
it's
Animal
never been big.
Crossing. Animal
Animal Crossing
Crossing
New
is
Horizons, they weren't even
always
ready for the amount
been a
of
big
sales
seller.
that it was gonna freaking
Hey,
have. This was a
CMoney and
COVID
Doodle.
situation.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think if Nintendo really wants to make a killing, because people emulate their games so much on the PC. If they put their games on a PC, it's a wrap. They will make
They
so
Nintendo, I
wouldn't.
much
think
Kinda
They
Nintendo's
money.
become
the
more
least
multi-purchase
likely to
Yeah,
do
they
any of that
wouldn't do
shit.
that. And I think Nintendo's very well aware, and that's the reason why they're going in with the power in investing money in their games in ways that they haven't before. Aside from like seeing the success of the Mario movie, but they are very well aware that they can't have a Wii U situation.
Wee
Right? They
you.
can't come out here and have the Switch and then the new that sold ridiculously, which is essentially their pattern, right? They can't come out here and have the new Switch freaking flop, right? They went ahead and they made the freaking handhelds pop again, but now everybody's making handhelds. And so that's a lot, right? They sold a lot. They need to come out here and give something new, something that pops, something that they need to get with the times. Just like Xbox is squeezing out PlayStation, I think that's a very big red flag for them. Let's not forget that they did have Nintendo in there. Like, what if we bought fucking Nintendo, right? It's
No, we're
not
not gonna buy
something that
Nintendo.
I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible, but the fact that that is also a target for Xbox is a big deal. They
Nintendo got
gotta
too
Dang,
get
would
much.
with
it be
it.
cool if they did buy him, huh?
But Nintendo got too much money.
Oh
They
boy,
got
would that
too
ever.
much hard cash. They got too much hard cash. And they're still in the arcade games, which is big in Japan, so they're making money over there too. So
Yeah, I mean,
I also
there's
want
that
to. I
thing of
also
never say
only
never
one,
because you never
the
know.
only one
Yeah,
you gotta be for you.
money is always
Everyone
a
should
money
be
thing.
afraid of. Nintendo goes, a next gen better than what they got now, and they start putting out a new console because those people are going to be rabid for a Switch 2. It is going to sell ridiculously. And the games that they put on there, they won't care because the Switch 2 with better graphics, and it's going to sell like hotcakes. And it could get to the point where it overtakes everybody. Everybody needs to be afraid of Nintendo with the new system. But of course, nobody listens to me and sees my
But
point.
why? But why would they? Why would anybody do that unless they make it powerful enough to run all the
All the games,
third-party
exactly,
See,
which is
games?
what we think.
They
if they're
cannot.
powerful enough to run all the third-party games, that's when you really
So,
everyone
well,
should be
if
scared.
but this is what the whole discussion for me has always been is that if they can make a system that can run these games at the same quality
No, it'll
as
never be the
Xbox,
same quality as the Xbox Series or
close
PlayStation
enough
5.
to the Xbox and PlayStation is fucked. PlayStation is fucked because they do not have the first party output that Nintendo has. And if they become a viable place to have all third parties go day and day, you're never questioning
Yep.
where the next third party game's going because you know it's going to the Switch too. Just like you don't question Xbox or PlayStation until you see that it's not going to one of them. You're like, what the fuck? Right. So, and once that happens, PlayStation's in trouble. Xbox is not in trouble. Xbox has done the smartest thing humanly possible and isolated themselves from ever having a problem competing with anyone.
Because they're
Because
everywhere.
no matter where you buy Call of Duty, Xbox is the shit. It's getting everything from it. Plus, they have so much first party content that basically they're doing what Nintendo did back in the day. Nintendo 64 times, all that shit. I mean, obviously smaller times, but they were the only people supplementing their console, right? Very little third parties were actually doing shit for those generations leading up to, the Wii, right? It's always been the thing, man. Nobody's making games. Other games can't survive on there because Nintendo had everything. Xbox is putting themselves in a position that they're going to have the market nailed down with their own shit. And then everything else that comes is just fucking extra, right? And the crazy shit is everything else, a lot of it is coming that matters is going to go day one in the Game Pass because Xbox is going to get a deal for them or
Yeah,
something
but
like
you
that.
know
right?
I'm pure 100% Xbox. But I'm just telling you, be afraid of, and I'm not trying to say be afraid, dude. Feel how you feel, but if Nintendo does come out with a Switch 2 that is comparable to what we have now, over time, people need to be afraid of that because Nintendo is
You know what I would say? Nintendo needs to be afraid if they go ahead and don't make a console that's powerful enough to play everything, and then Xbox drops a fucking handheld and goes into Nintendo's fucking world. Because don't forget, Toys for Bob, they're making a kitty type game. Playtonic, probably making Banjo, right? Another kitty type game. Xbox
Toys
is going
for
to have
Bob will
the
be making
ability.
Banjo.
Yeah, Toys for Bob. They're going to have the ability to reach into the younger audience with a handheld and be like, "Hey, look, you could play these cool games here."
They
And then
also
also
have
hit 'em with
IP
everything
that
else.
they can bring back to life. We're talking Skylanders, right? We're talking
my God.
freaking yes. Let's look at
That's an
that. That
Activision
shit
one.
is
That's on
there. That's
Activision.
theirs now.
Facts.
CMoney and Doodle and X-Men.
Yes.
The thing is, Xbox is different than any other company right now because they was investing in themselves. These companies are not investing in themselves. They making bad decisions. Like PlayStation, they bought Bungie for the worst mistake they did in their
They
lifetime.
might lose Bungie. They might end up losing Bungie
Because they keep on making mistakes. They're not making good investments. Xbox is making good investments. They bought Activision Blizzard for us, for the gamers.
So
No, they bought it for
yeah, well,
King.
Yeah.
That what's
yeah, they
that
bought it
for?
for mobile. They bought it
My
for
thing
mobile.
is
That's for
nobody
the gamers.
nobody is seeing.
Well, of course, they bought
also
everything to make games for us for sure. Absolutely.
Nintendo is still big in this gaming industry worldwide.
Yeah, but you have to make an
But
investment
nobody's
so you
saying
can
that.
stay
We're talking
here
about
longer.
worldwide. We're talking about world. Nintendo got money. I mean, they got loads of money. They ain't ever going nowhere.
I mean, they got money, but like not money. They don't got Microsoft.
No.
Money. Like,
They
got
got money.
Microsoft
No,
money, no way.
nah, nobody
yeah,
got
it's like
Microsoft money,
like
but
it's
Nintendo
hard
got
to say
money.
they got money when you also are on an Xbox podcast where we talk about
Let's not
Xbox
forget
here.
that
You know what I'm saying? Like
PlayStation
there's
owns
I love
scales.
Listen,
Xbox.
wow.
I
You know
root for Xbox all the time, but I'm taking this from an outside view, looking at
I
the
think there's a little
whole
too
scenario, man.
I think
So-
the company that needs to worry about it is in fact PlayStation because
Oh yeah,
like you said,
PlayStation.
C-Money, the problem they're gonna
PlayStation,
run into is Xbox is gonna put out a handheld. It's gonna have the stores from Windows. It's gonna be able to play the PlayStation games. It's gonna be able to play the Xbox games. It's gonna have Game Pass. It won't have the Nintendo games. One of the things that is still valuable about Nintendo is it is pretty locked down to being kid friendly. It is, whether we like it or not, it is kind of like that. And it has its stellar library. They're going to release 8 games still this year. 8 games. PlayStation can't meet that output, right? That's pretty equivalent to what Xbox is putting out, right? So,
and if they step up and make those 8 games, because you could do kitty, but let's be clear, you could also, if they go and elevate and make
more
their
mature
graphics
content.
Exactly. If they can actually produce nice looking shit, they can make shit more mature. Even a Mario game can cater towards a more grown up audience without doing all the
It absolutely
crazy shit.
could. And I think they're getting there.
Next gen version
And I
of
think they're getting there.
Nintendo Switch 2 with Mario Kart would sell. It would sell.
Well, it's not the sales of what
if they can fix their online.
It's the mind share, right? So I think what's going to end up happening is PlayStation still has a brand, but the enthusiasm just shifted. You look at this poll. Look at this poll that you have up on the screen.
Yeah, look at them.
Right, the enthusiasm has shifted. Right, the two that are winning here are Nintendo and Xbox. Xbox more so than Nintendo.
And they're very separate, by the way. The two that are winning, but there's a humongous gap.
And this is going to continue because of some of the things Jim Ryan did. And so they're going to have these kind of, Nintendo's going to show up. As we know, they're holding stuff back. So next year or the end of this year, they're going to have a ton of games. Xbox is going to continue to keep going. They're going to have 20 games coming at you, right? So they're going to have an awesome showcase. What is PlayStation going to show you?
Nothing. I'm waiting for the Nintendo tax from IGN. I'm waiting for the Nintendo tax from IGN.
So Remake
There
Station
we
says
go.
I have like 15 nieces and nephews. Only 1 or 2 of them give a
Yeah,
shit
I
about
hear a lot
Nintendo.
about PC.
The
I
rest
hear
are
a
all
lot about
PC and
PC.
Minecraft Roblox. This is what I'm telling
Yo,
you guys. Like that.
Roblox
So let
is
me.
killing
I'm
it.
gonna go over here real quick, and I'm
I
gonna
think
hit you.
this-
I'm gonna hit you with some bars real quick, sir. So Nintendo's IPs are way too strong, right? He says I don't think Nintendo has to worry about Xbox handheld be more powerful. Their IP is too strong. They have IP, yes, but this is the shit. You know who doesn't give a fuck about that IP? Roblox. You can go into Roblox and find plenty of things where they dress up as Mario. They do a whole bunch of. They don't care. These kids
They got a
play
Call of Duty on
so
Roblox.
Bro, they play
They
everything
made
on
one on
Roblox
Switch. I mean, they
and
made one on
Minecraft, dog.
Minecraft. Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's a whole different world. And again, Nintendo's IP, I'm telling you, it only comes from the people who grew up with Nintendo and they're passing it along.
Except for
And that's
Pokemon,
it.
I'd say that's probably true. I think
Well,
But
Pokemon
Pokemon
let
sort of
me
is
still
let's
a
not
resonates with
go too
kids.
far. Let's go to the
But
freaking the Mario movie. Listen, when we went, there were a bunch of freaking parents watching the movie,
with their
and the
kids.
kids were just wandering
no,
off.
the kids weren't even
The
paying
kids
attention,
weren't
bro.
paying the fuck
Yeah,
attention.
True
They didn't give a
facts.
shit who the fuck Mario was. That's the reality of it. But let's not forget that PlayStation almost took Nintendo out once upon a time. Let's
Yep.
also not forget what we've been saying about Hellblade and the new Gears, right? The seamless cinematics and that feeling and connection to the characters that that Xbox has been able to deliver, right? Who was the house of it all, right? Wasn't it PlayStation who made these games that were filled with fucking cinematics and
Yep.
characters that made you fucking feel something? For the ignorant people out there, and I'm not referring to you, Sir X-Men, I'm just saying
Blah, blah,
we're
blah.
ignorant. We're ignorant if we're thinking that Nintendo is just chilling and cannot be touched. That's a load of fucking shit.
Yeah, no, eventually
The
people have
fact
to
that
compete.
Xbox came in and is out here dancing on PlayStation's playground among a bunch of other shit that they're fucking amazing at, like more multiplayer, right? They're still doing their thing. They just added to their fucking inventory of shit that they can make now. Let's not sit around and think that these motherfuckers don't see Nintendo, that they don't know what the fuck they need to do to come in and check them. So yes, I do think Nintendo needs to wake the fuck up and they need to get with it, because the moment the PlayStation is done, Nintendo is fucking next. They are making a handheld. They're gonna go ahead and dive into what can compete. Phil Spencer said it himself. We're not making a fucking Smash Brother type of game because our IP is not there yet. Our characters are not there yet. You think these motherfuckers don't know that they need to get to that point where they can go
Just
ahead
like
and make a
that.
Smash Brother type of game or a Mario Kart type of game and everybody will fucking go crazy about it? Awareness. They are filled with awareness. They know the market. They know the moves they need to make to fucking grow and compete. And that is something that when you live in a fucking bubble and you go ahead and you do the same shit over and over and over the fuck again, and you get too comfortable in a little fucking box, that's when you get woke the fuck up and you get eaten alive by the fucking big ass motherfucking monster.
Yeah,
Oh,
we got killer instinct.
hey,
I
Doodle.
ain't
Dark
worried about
Doodle.
that
I got
Yeah,
something.
Dark
I got
Doodle.
something for that, Doodle.
Damn,
got
dude,
killer
Doodle talking
instinct.
about murdering Mario. What the hell?
Hey, Doodle.
I'm just saying. I'm out here trying to save him.
Hey,
to
Doodle.
go.
You're right.
Let me
Just look at
hit
Pokemon
Cypher Type 1
and
out
look
here
at
with
Power
bars real
Wars.
quick. Hold on. So Cypher Type 1, the homie, says, have we ever considered that the Nintendo is God narrative was created and pushed by the gaming media who grew up with Nintendo?
Yep.
Facts. This is the problem.
And they're the
I
ones
think
who can't let go of PlayStation either.
I think a lot of people just
Exactly.
don't understand that we're in a different world, dude. It's in a different world.
Yep.
If you grew up, let me this is the
I
line
grew
that
up
I call
Sega.
it. If you were born, right? Like if you grew up before 2007, you know what I'm saying? Like if your life was already in progress and you were already, you're probably like 10 or 12 or 13 by then, you were probably into Nintendo and Super Nintendo and all the shit that was around that time, right? But 2007 is when the iPhone came out. Okay. 2007 is when the iPhone came out, when the first game started coming to the service the next year or two. Once that time came, if you're born then and the phone is readily available to you going on into the future in your life, I'm telling you, we have 6 of these motherfuckers that we brought up, and each one of them had a life on the phone before we said, okay, we'll put them on the Nintendo Switch, or I mean the Nintendo to move in that way. But if we didn't want to, if we weren't into gaming that way, best believe they would stood their asses on the phones and on the tablets. It's just what they would know.
And eventually
would
to the
not
PC, which
question.
is what ends up
Yeah,
happening.
Yeah, and
right?
exactly.
They then
Eventually
move
go to
the
PC or something like that. They just
Which
wouldn't
is, by the
care.
way,
Kids-
why the Xbox will win, right? Because their portable will be a PC, and like I've been
Facts.
saying, right? And so once it's a PC, that becomes the entryway. When you need to get them a gaming PC, you just say, "Here you go. Here's the Lenovo, whatever it is, or the Asus ROG Ally 5. Here you go."
Yeah.
It just
Dude,
happens on Xbox.
I had that dark gray Nokia
This-
for my first phone where I played Snake on. Come on.
Hold on,
So,
real
X-Men,
quick.
This is
Hold
this
on,
is
guys.
breaking
Can you
my heart.
hold on? Listen, it's all right. Get your emotions together for a second. We'll come back to you. Okay.
And I had a Motorola Razor too.
Hold on.
And I had a
Homie John Lee,
beeper before all that.
What's good, my dude? Thank you, brother, for being
What's
here,
up,
man.
fam?
Thank you for that $10 super chat, homie. Appreciate you. Says I want to say thank you for the Discord invite.
Oh,
Keep up with the great show as always. Much respect to everyone. I hope you like my music. Don't forget to look for Yayo and John Lee.
yes,
Thanks,
the
man.
music was
Yeah,
dope.
appreciate it, bro. Yeah, come check it out. He has a link in there. Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
Cage Feeler was good, my man. Thank you, bro, for being here. Thank you for that $2 super chat. X-Men, does your live-in nurse at least listen to you? Damn.
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 Yo, bro, don't hate the wisdom.
Wow.
Don't hate the wisdom.
Wow. Damn.
Don't hate the wisdom.
Yeah.
Hey,
The
Super,
homie
how old are
Anonymous
you?
Boss.
Yo, thank you, fam.
Oh, hold on, fam. My homie Anonymous Boss. Thank you, bro, for being here, man. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Says, salute everyone. Sir X-Men, last time you said you like your filet mignon, well done, right? In Diddy voice, take that. Hashtag pass me the machete.
No, I like my steak medium rare. Thank you very much.
Oh my
Thank
god.
God.
The
Can you
money.
imagine just cutting your meat with a machete? That'd be
Oh my
fire.
god. And we got the homie DJ
Yo,
Birdo,
thank
man.
you,
Thank you,
fam.
brother, for being here. Homie, appreciate you. Thank you for that $2 super chat. It says, oh shit, Sir X-Men's still up. Let me call Miss Patty.
Oh,
Damn.
oh,
Assholes. Love
He's
y'all,
the
but
asshole because there is a Miss Patty. You know what I'm saying? he's like, how y'all know? How y'all know?
but I do want it real quick.
Sure.
Moonlight did say when after I talked, he said that Power World. And listen, let's not act like we don't know that Phil knew that this fucking game was listen, Pokemon. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Mhm.
Pokemon, right? With guns.
It ticks
mean,
that box, right? It's very close to it.
it-
But yeah.
It does.
There's
Yeah.
so much to it, but he knew to
And
fucking snatch that bitch up and eat
It
that
still
ass.
hasn't been ported.
Eat
And
to
that's
that
what he
ass.
did.
Eat that. Phil doesn't look like an ass eater.
No,
what I'm
no, no. he's-
He doesn't got that swag. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Don't
Hargeet, the thing with the Power World devs, for some reason they always keep their games in early development, and PlayStation doesn't accept those types of games for some reason.
Nah, they don't let you do mods or
Because their first game is still in early access. The one even before
Yeah.
Power World is still in early
Yeah.
access too.
Sorry, X-Men. Sorry, X-Men. Blah blah blah. Everyone. Thank you for
Because
that.
Power is an indie game. It's a full indie
It
game.
is. It is.
And
Yeah, but
PlayStation,
it's early
they
access.
don't,
It was
they
actually
don't
a-
support indies.
Yeah,
Xbox
It was at
does,
SPF,
so
right?
That's
PlayStation
smarter
wants
to
that
have
power.
Steam on the Xbox because they support indie games.
PlayStation
and that's
wants that
why
game.
you won't, and that's why you won't see Starfield on PlayStation because they don't do mods either.
Serve.
No, they do.
Well,
the
I
mods
mean,
for,
it's
There's
not going
mods
to go
in
to
Fallout
PlayStation because
4.
it's a first fucking party Xbox title that is not being put over there, not because of the mods. But Serve says, isn't Pokemon the biggest IP ever or some shit like that? Yeah, but it's also not owned by
It
Nintendo.
is.
and
It
lives
Pokemon
outside
Company.
of Nintendo.
it's
the
the
Pokemon
sub company
cards,
with
the
Nintendo owning
cartoon.
quite a bit of the shares.
Yeah, they own
So-
part of it, but it's not. They didn't
Yeah.
create Pokemon. You know what I'm saying? Like Pokemon was a thing.
It was a
And
card
then they
game at first.
Yeah, card
Yeah.
game, anime, or TV
At
show,
first,
whatever.
it
the
still
fuck
is a
was.
card game. My son
Yeah.
plays it every week.
Yeah. Oh, I know. We have my daughters into that
It'll
shit.
that'll never leave Nintendo. That will never leave Nintendo.
Oh, they don't need to. They don't need to.
So they
but-
did kind of create. So this is what it says. In 1998, Nintendo, Creatures, and Game Freak established the Pokemon Center Company in order to effectively manage Pokemon Center stores in Japan after the popularity of Pokemon Gold and Silver. So I guess they did kind of put it
After.
together.
Yeah,
Well, no,
because
after the popularity,
Nintendo
right?
used to be a card place for like dealing with cards before they really start getting into the game systems. Because I did my research on them.
Yeah, he's right. The Nintendo started as a card company, and then they went like a toy thing, and then they're marketed as a
Yeah,
toy.
very,
That's why they
very
do so
long
damn
ago,
well.
right?
Yeah,
Nintendo started a long time ago.
It's like 100 years, right?
Yeah, it
yeah,
is.
maybe. But yeah, they're
Over
cards
100
with
years.
like flowers on them and shit.
Yeah, because Nintendo started with those what do you call it? Those machines and stuff like that.
No, that's Coleco. That's Coleco or whatever.
No,
the Plinko games, the gambling machines.
You mean like Konami
Pachinko.
with Pachinko?
Pachinko?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pachinko.
that's not
machine.
Nintendo.
Oh, that's a Konami.
Not Nintendo.
Okay.
That's Konami.
So that's how Konami's still alive.
They were founded in
People still play that damn thing.
1889. Nintendo.
God.
Holy
1889.
balls.
Damn.
Damn.
That's about as old as you, Sir X-Men. I'm sorry. I should not
Oh,
have said that.
shit.
Oh, damn.
You need to give yourself hot dogs for that bad.
Damn.
Oh my god.
Bad
That's
Hargeet.
hilarious.
Bad Hargeet.
They used to do
Sorry.
illegal gambling.
Sorry.
That's what Nintendo used to do.
No, you're not. You know you love that. Don't even try it, dude.
Listen. I think what? Adult cards?
Adult cards. Jeez.
Oh my god, they have nudes on the majority of the cards. No, they don't. That would be a problem. Can you
That
imagine
is
if that's when
not
Nintendo got
true.
started?
But they're a
That'd be
cheating
crazy.
system.
I know, right? Oh my god. Force Vlog says Xbox needs to extend partnership with Pocket Pair. Xbox can't afford to lose the JRPG. I
They
mean,
won't.
listen, right now they don't have any need to go crazy with it, especially if they're planning to just like keep the game in fucking early access for a long time. But at the end of the day, I really feel like Xbox needs to just take a look at all the partnerships they have where they're not in-house and just make sure that they don't ever get in a situation where they lose. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't have Sony run up and be like, "Hey, we just bought Pocket Pair. Power World's ours now, bitch." You know what I'm saying? Like that would not be good luck.
Yeah, what's that clause in contracts saying that they get first choice? I can't remember the name. The legal
Right to
name of it.
refusal. Right to refusal.
Yeah.
So yeah, Xbox ever since they lost what the fuck the Killer Instinct devs to Amazon, they said it in their Xbox on
Iron Galaxy.
their documentary. No, Iron Galaxy picked it up after the first people. Double Helix.
Right.
They were the people who did Killer Instinct, and then they got bought by Amazon. So they said that taught them, like they never knew that they needed to even have that clause in there, but now they know. So ever since then, if somebody is working on a game for Xbox, they have in the contract a right to first right to refusal. So if they're being sold, they get to
Kind of counter.
they get to counter. Yeah, they get to say, yeah, it's okay. You know, we're not going to bid or we're not going to buy you. You know, you can get bought by them, and it is what it is.
Or take several seats.
Yeah. But what I would do is I would just buy the person trying to buy them. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Like, let's be like, yeah,
Hell
bitch,
yeah. Uh-huh.
you thought you were gonna get away.
By the building.
But this is how you do. You scare anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So if you buy the person trying to buy them, right? Other companies are like, oh shit, let me not fuck with Xbox's peoples. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how much sense that made, but I believe it, and that's all that matters.
Sure.
Homie Anonymous Boss, man. Thank you, brother, for being here. Thank you for
What's
that
up,
trust,
Bam?
chat.
Oh my
See,
gosh.
bust your voice. Pásame machete duro.
Espérate, sí, espérate.
Oh shit. The homie Victor
That'd be
motherfucking click.
amazing.
Thank you for that $5 super chat. Appreciate your homie says.
I'm gonna need you to walk around with one. Go
With a machete.
outside.
Just have it right here.
Keep
Just the
it
whole
there.
time. You know what I'm saying? Just holding it casually right here on my fucking shoulder.
I would love that shit, see?
Right? That'd be dope. A real ass eater recognizes a real ass eater. And Phil looks like a real one. But see, buddy's looking unfamiliar.
Ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah.
What?
What the fuck did that come from, Hargeet?
That was Hargeet.
That was Hargeet, I think.
What? No.
Ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Why?
God.
Why?
That's fucking
Why?
God,
Why?
that was
Jesus.
amazing. Oh man.
Oh my god. Jonathan Cox says, of course, Jonathan Cox, right after that one. I wish the homie gay free.
That was actually perfect timing, dude. That was so perfect.
Oh shit. My dude, Jonathan was good, man. Says I wish Game Freak will go third party just so they don't have to keep making Pokemon games for Nintendo. I would love another Postman game. Well, John, I think actually I don't think they have to make Pokemon games. They made
but they're
a game
owned by Nintendo, so I think it's kind of stuck. I don't think that's gonna change.
Yeah, well, that's true. But they just made one not too long ago. They just made a game that was not Pokemon, and it did nothing. Like Doodle.
Game Freak.
Yeah, Game Freak. Check out Game Freak. They released something, I remember, or maybe they announced it and they never came out with it. But sounds like it was gone. Look at that. Fark U says,
Game
"Wow,
Freak
see money.
is
My ear
not
didn't hurt that time. Your language lessons are working. You see, I ain't fucking
Did
around.
good. He did good.
I ain't
Yeah,
fucking
but
around.
it's just his geography that needs help, not his language reading. It's geography.
The Spanish.
Don't bring
the
up
Spanish.
geography. Yes.
Little
Spanish is
Town
always on
Hero.
point. Little Town
Giga
Hero,
Record
right?
Alt. Little Town Hero.
Did it release?
What is that? A builder game? Little Town here, like a.
I
Bob the
guess so.
Builder?
Oh.
Is that like Bob the Builder or something?
Hey, don't
Bob
be
the
dissing
Builder.
Bob the Builder.
It.
Hey, my kids,
Role-playing
somebody
video
grew up with
game.
Bob the
they
Builder.
actually liked that game when they were little.
Yeah, it's an RPG.
So did it
game.
release? Did it release?
An RPG, you
Supposedly,
say?
yeah, in 2020.
I told you.
2019, 2020.
Nobody
It's
remembered
everywhere,
it.
by the way.
Nobody cared. You know why? What do you mean it's everywhere?
It's on Xbox, it's on PlayStation, it's on Nintendo.
Interesting. Pretty weird for Nintendo to let Game Freak.
No,
just
Game
go and
Freak
make-
is not owned by Nintendo.
No.
Pokemon
Ah.
is owned by Nintendo.
So the brand Pokemon, but Game Freak, the people who make it, are not owned. Okay, that's where
I think
it
Game Freak owns a part of the Pokemon company. Nintendo owns part of it, and then there was a third party that owns it as well.
Yeah, that's like we
Oh.
own Xbox owns Halo and Bungie doesn't. Same person.
Bungie
Creatures.
doesn't make
So
fucking Halo anymore, Sir X-Men. You're like 48
No.
years
You just gotta
Part
let
of-
him talk.
later.
Be like,
Part-
all right,
no,
we get
part
it.
of the
It's that
deal-
time of night. We gotta let him talk.
No, part of the
Yeah,
deal with
sometimes
Bungie
you just let
leaving
him
is
be.
they wanted to take Halo with them, but Microsoft
And Microsoft told them to go suck a big fat cock, bro. That's all.
Yeah, they did.
Bungie had no say in that shit. They owned them from the beginning. It was never theirs.
Do you think
Xbox-
Bungie
Oh.
regrets going with PlayStation?
Nah, I believe.
Oh yeah,
Bungie-
yeah, they regret it. They
Nah, I
regretted
think-
Activision. They regret Bungie now. They went from
Not
the
the owners.
devil at the time.
Yeah, because they
No,
have
no.
money problems.
They got
Yeah.
the money. So.
Yeah.
Well, now
But-
Nah, you
PlayStation's
know
got
what?
money
You know what
problems.
Bungie reminds me of? It reminds me of a thought. They just go around to everybody.
Mhm.
I
Bungie,
believe if
yeah.
Bungie didn't get picked up by PlayStation, they would have been closed.
Yep.
Yeah, because they keep on going to the next person that has money. then they leave them, go to the next person has money, leave them, and then go to the next person has money. Who's the next? What studio you think is gonna buy Bungie next?
Nobody.
Nobody. That's it. They ran out of the rope.
They're done.
It's
Yeah.
over. If this
You
don't
you
work
don't
out,
think
it's
so?
over. But I don't think it's
I
not
mean,
going
what
to
other
work out.
platform is there?
This is what's
Nintendo.
They're not going to close them, guys. This is what they're going to do. PlayStation, remember, I don't
They're
know if you
gonna
guys remember, but
absorb
they
them.
have, they have that clause in there that if they don't hit certain requirements, then Sony takes over. So right now, Bungie's acting as an independent that's owned. So they make their own decisions. They do whatever the fuck they want for the most part.
If
But-
they mess up, PlayStation can say, "Oh no, we're gonna take over now."
Yeah, so if they mess up per their contract, if they don't hit whatever it is that they told them, then they're going to take it over. That means all those IP will be theirs. That means, if they make another Destiny, they don't have to put it anywhere, all that shit. So we'll see. We'll see what they're trying to do. But the homie Anonymous Boss, man, thank you both for being here. Thank you for that $2 super
Thank you
chat.
so much.
Sad. Ask
Top fan.
BBL Sir X-Men if he has been to the Diddy party before.
Yo,
Oh,
BBL.
shit.
Ain't no
Oh,
party like a Diddy party, so
Yeah, that was
I don't hang out with scrubs like Diddy. Sorry.
so X-Men.
Oh
so
my
you
God.
got the BBL like Drake.
Oh my God. That's a problem.
I'm not.
Drake got a BBL.
Yeah. He called him
Did he
BBL
really?
Drizzy.
He got a Brazilian butt lift.
There's no fucking way. Are you kidding me?
How'd you know what that was, C-Money?
Because the chat has taught it to me.
Told us.
But thank you for recognizing that I
It's
shouldn't
not
know what that
something
is.
that we shouldn't just fucking know. But what
took
the
me a
fuck?
while.
Are you kidding? Well, we didn't figure it out. They had
No,
to tell
they
us.
told us. They told us. They taught us, and it took a while. It was multiple.
Yeah. We're like,
Teaching moment.
You meant BLT? Like,
Yeah.
we didn't know what the fuck was going on here. But what in the hell? Are you serious though? Like these
That's a
dudes
goddamn
out
problem.
here. See, that's why
Man.
they go to the Diddy parties.
Yeah,
Facts.
dudes be
why
wearing
go to
wigs
Diddy
now.
parties.
You ever see a dude put on a wig?
Crazy.
Who?
Who?
You see dude puts on wigs.
What
and
are we
stuff?
talking about?
I have no fucking clue.
Like they glue their
Dude.
hair on and they bald. They just glue on some hair, so they make believe they got hair.
You appear to know a lot about this, don't you?
I'm only 28. I still got my hair. I'm not
You
that
still
old.
got your hair like
Damn.
Oh,
Why you
that
gotta-
makes Sir X-Men cry.
Sir X-Men,
Damn.
oh my God, I'm about to cry. So
I'm
why you gotta
laughing.
throw that shit out there, make
I'm
him reveal his
laughing.
age and shit, make
I'm
us all feel
laughing.
old?
I didn't make him reveal his age. He the one that said.
Listen. Some of us haven't been old forever, Sir X-Men. Okay, some of us are new to the game and are still sensitive
Thank you.
to people talking about it. All right.
Sir X-Men, we didn't all have a pet dinosaur.
Oh wow.
All right, so that's your
What
thing.
the fuck?
Damn.
Where did that come from? A pet dinosaur.
Sir
You guys
X-Men.
didn't know? Sir X-Men was Jesus' best friend
Oh,
my
shit.
God.
when they were younger. They
That's
were
why he
kicking it.
graced you with all this knowledge that you young people don't absorb.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ.
Sir X-Men, we
That's
gonna
right.
we gonna keep each step when we get older. Each step, each age, we catch up to you.
No, I'll be dead by the time you catch up with me, dude.
Yeah, that's not how
See, at
how
least he
time
knows.
works.
At least he knows.
Oh my God. All right, Victor motherfucking Click, thank you, brother, for
Yo,
being here.
what's
Thank
up,
you for that
fam?
$2 super chat.
Thank you.
Your dementia comes and goes, Sir X-Men. Oh shit.
I
Oh,
do not
shit.
suffer from
Oh
dementia.
shit.
I do not
That's
suffer
fucked
from
up.
dementia.
That's
Thank you
fucked
very
up.
much.
Victor motherfucking Click with that $2 super chat says, I threw many parties, and yes, Sir X-Men been there. Oh shit.
Jeez.
There's some
Oh,
holes
my
in his house. There's some holes in
some
his
holes.
house.
Oh my God.
Sir
You know
X-Men,
what's
you didn't
wild?
get the joke.
Doodle, you know what's wild?
What's up, baby?
That Sir X-Men is so old that if he went to the club when that song came
Oh my
out,
god.
he was the old motherfucker in the corner trying to pick up bitches.
But
You
even
know what I'm
when he sings it, he's like, "There's some hoes in this house." Like it's a slow motion version of it. I'm like, "Oh shit, this shit."
You know what's sad? I was 13 when I went to see first Star Wars.
Wow, Christ.
CMoney.
You were
gotta
13
say
when
it,
Star
Joe.
Like, I saw Star Wars in the theaters, but I was a kid.
I
Listen,
saw
Sir
the,
X-Men, you're winning, though.
Exorcist in the drive-in.
Look, sir,
Brand
check this
new.
out. This is the one thing you got to look at, okay? And this is why it's important here. All right, you old as fuck. Yes, we know that. That's fine.
No
But this is what you're
shit,
doing
Sherlock.
on your Tuesday night. You're chilling, talking about video games. You know what other people your age are doing?
They
Fucking
sleeping.
They
They're
sleeping
sleeping.
or sitting at a nursing home or just looking off into the
wait, just
distance,
looking.
waiting to die. You know what I'm saying? They're just looking. They're sitting home and they're like, "Are you gonna take me tonight, Lord? Please." You know what I'm saying?
Not you, Sir X-Men.
Is
Not
that your
you. You
weird
see?
way of trying to throw a compliment in there?
That's a compliment. That was a compliment. I don't know how it came out, but I know it was a compliment for
It's
sure.
a compliment for Shizzo.
I'm just
For sure,
checking.
for sure.
But Shizzo
He's saying he's saying you have a young soul. He's saying you have a young
Exactly.
soul.
Yes.
Exactly. You got a young body. I mean, an old body and an old soul.
I'm about to make it worse. I enjoyed Rapper's Delight when it was new.
Damn.
When it first came out.
See,
Oh yeah.
and you get to hang out with us old young people.
All of us being
Yes.
super young, the
Super
youngest
young,
right
like
here.
super duper young.
Super
and you
young.
get to chill with us. So that's pretty
See-
dope, Sir X-Men.
C-Money's only 18 years younger than me. What are you talking about?
Go to sleep.
Doodle, you will
Get
always
some
be
more
20.
milk.
Doodle will
Call his
always
nurse.
be 25. Doodle will always
Somebody get
be
him his binky.
25.
Okay. Time for night. Time for night.
We don't know how
Change
old.
your diaper.
We don't
Change
know how
your
old
diaper.
Hargy
Go
is.
to sleep.
I
Okay.
gave up on trying to figure out how old Hargy was.
Turn off his lights. Okay. It's bedtime. Cage feeling, my dude. Thank you for being here, bro. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Says X-Men still scared of Nazis.
Oh, I ain't scared of no Nazis. I will slap them bitches up.
Hey, Sir X-Man. Walk
No,
backwards so
scared
you can
of
reverse your
Nazis
age.
winning the war. C-Money likes him as a guest, so he's not picked on. Love you guys.
Love you, baby.
C-Money.
That's the truth. That's actually the truth. Ain't nobody said nothing about mustard or olives today. Or geography.
I don't know what you're talking about, Sir X-Men. See, he's getting there, guys. Again, he doesn't know where he is.
The med
Guys,
shot. The med
somebody
is kicking
somebody
in.
help him. Somebody
shit's
help
strong.
him. Fuck you, my
Yo,
dude. Thank you
man.
for being here.
Yo,
The
what's
5
up,
super
fam?
chat says, Sir X-Men didn't deny anything to do with BBL. What have you been up to, sir?
Get that BBL.
He did
Don't
it.
party like a Diddy party, so.
He didn't.
Y'all got problems.
He was like, "There's some holes in this house. There's some holes."
in this house.
Oh my god. That's hilarious, yo. That's hilarious.
Oh.
All right. Let's move on. Okay, let's move on. God,
You
damn.
want to hear the funniest
right.
thing I ever did?
Oh, leave it alone.
Nah,
Funniest thing you
this is
ever
what I
did, like
This
in
is
your
the
life?
funniest thing I ever did. I did it to my brother. I was at my mom's house that day, and he was stuck in the bathroom with no toilet paper. So I played the Island Boys. I'm an island boy, and I'm trying to make it. He was mad as fuck.
Like, I don't know why.
I don't get it. I have to
I don't
be
know
honest.
why.
I don't get it.
That was-
Okay,
you know-
maybe
if-
it's nap time for you too, Moonlight. Okay.
oh my god, that's hilarious.